Hello and welcome back to my channel. Seeing as I have played way too far ahead with Ultimate Decades, I am going to spend some time doing a different challenge, which we'll be updating once a week on Saturdays. And I am really excited to bring to you the Sims 4 BridgeSimton challenge, definitely inspired by Bridgerton if you watch that. And it is brought to you by Simming Regency, Joliesimmer, Lady Raven Dancer Goth, myself, Kai Nick, and Stranger Than Sim Fiction. We are very excited to bring this to you. I helped participate in writing it. And definitely got to test it and have some fun with that. And you can see I did post a couple of pictures and stuff on my Tumblr as well, but I don't really use Tumblr that much or Twitter, so I kind of abandoned other platforms. But anyway, my videos will be on YouTube, and we are going to get involved. You can see the fan slap, bam. So love that for us. So the gist of the challenge is, in this challenge, you'll be following a family's trials and tribulation as they rise in social standing from the middle class into the gentry class, the careful navigation of the marriage market, seeking out worthy grooms for their accomplished daughters and accomplished ladies of good family for their sons. Their rise from middle class will be scrutinized by the community, and scandals may dash their hopes of ever reaching their goal. They must be careful of their actions and words, making the right connections and befriending the right people. So, some starting things. We are using various sim challenges all together to make this, including Ultimate Decades, Accomplished Lady, By George, Victorian Servitude. This is a Regency challenge. And here are some mods: the Royalty mod, Regency Romance mod, First Impressions, Life Tragedies. All will help you out there, along with some packs that are good to have for this. Of course, you can make whatever work for you. Again, here is a list of Sims on, Tumblr, Twitch, and YouTube. So here is a list of people who will be posting videos and doing streams and posting different pictures and stories and stuff. So definitely look out for that. So exciting. I am really excited to do this. And as for Simming Regency, sorry, they go by a different name on Discord, so I was trying to remember what it was on Tumblr. You can check out their awesome Sims as well. Here's the rules document. We will get to that in just a moment, and I will go through all of it with you. So we hope you will enjoy playing this challenge as much as we did. So yeah, I'm really excited. Let's just hop right in because we are going to do this. So let's look at the rules document. Okay, so here we are in the rules document. You can see some of the pictures from our test runs in the top here, and just some more information that was already in the post about the challenges, the mods, the packs, and the general explanation of doing a Regency challenge. So let's get set up together. The lifespan will be long. Each rotation is a sim week. Each season will be a sim week except during like marriage gameplay, because we want to make sure that that is all during the summer months, and you'll be rotating through multiple households, so the seasons will change. And then an optional setup step is to roll for the order of the families that you play. Now for me, I am not going to do that. I am going to actually play in order of status. So I'm going to start with the royal family so that we can do all of our setup stuff together. So traits, feel free to, do whatever is necessary and you feel is appropriate for the time period. Here's a list of community lots. So I have put a lot of these lots in my game. I've built some. You can catch my builds on my EA account. So that's linked below or written below. And we just have some places that you can, have these romantic moments at, like the local assembly hall, a garden park, a maze garden, the chapel, archery lodge. So all of that. As for creating your households, this is Generation Zero, your founding families. So we are going to do this in real time together. I feel like I should take notes as I roll these so that I can keep track. So let me just get a pen. Here we go. So we are going to roll for each of these families, and each class gets a different number of starting families. Obviously, as you play, it will grow in whatever direction. But to start out with, we will have the lower class, lower middle, upper middle, upper class, aristocracy, and royal family. Of course, there's only one royal family. And then these are how many people would go in each household. So let's first start with, okay, well, so obviously we have one royal family, right? And we are going to, two to three Sims is going to be the size of this family. How are we going to do this? Wait, that doesn't make sense. Does it? Generate. 2, 3, 3, 3, 2. Okay. Okay, so this does work. So I would just do something like this for you. So let's generate, and it looks like it's going to be 2. So we have 2 members of our royal family. We'll come back to that a little later. For our aristocracy, we will have between 1 and 2 families. So we're only going to have one aristocratic family, and they can have between 2 and 3 members as well. So 2 and 3. 3 people will be in this family. Now for the upper class, 1 to 2. 1 to 2. 2 upper class families. So now we'll have to go twice for the number of Sims. So 2 to 4. 2 to 4. 1, 4, 3. Okay, so one family will have 4 members, one family will have 3 members. Again, we're starting small so that we can build this up together. So the upper middle class, 1 to 3. I probably should have gone down like this, but I just wanted to start with the royal family. 1 to 3. 1 to 3. Ooh, only 1. Wow, we do not have a lot of people in our upper class. What was this? Upper middle? 2 to 4 people. This family will have 2 people in it. The lower middle class family, 1 to 3. 1 to 3. 2. Wait, did that generate or was it just 2 again? Anyway, we can have 2 to 4. So you can see the families are getting a little bigger as you go down in class. The first family will have 3 members. The second family will have 2 members. For, oh wait, did I mess that up? I don't know what just happened. I think that was supposed to be the lower middle, which is actually 2 to 5. Oops. Yeah, my notes I have. Okay, well, I'm not going to re-roll for that. It's okay that they don't have 5 family members. So for lowest class, we can have between 1 and 4 families. 1. Oh my gosh, my world is going to be so small. That's okay. It gives us plenty of room to grow. Between 2 and 6. And they have 3. Okay. So what are we going to do here? Let's starting lot requirements. So I already built their houses as well, but you can see here like the maximum cost of building for each of these houses is listed here. And we have some titles here. So let's think, I mean, we have one aristocratic family, and I think we'll obviously make it a Duke and Duchess household because, well, we can have one of those, and it's the only one we've got. So let's do that. Should I make the families and then come back to you? Or should we talk about the gameplay? Let me make the families. I'll make the families and I will show them to you, and then I will explain the gameplay. So let's do that. So the first family is the royal family, and we are here with the Dowager Queen Horatia Barrington. Since I only get two family members in this, and I do want to do marriage stuff, I am making her husband has recently passed, and their younger son has become the king suddenly. And he has to find a queen, and he has to, take on all that new responsibility. So she is with the successful lineage aspiration. She's a genius, perfectionist, and a snob. You can see here her outfits. She's gorgeous. I mean, just beautiful. She does not look her age, as most Sims don't, but that's fine. If you zoom in, you can see like the lines and stuff. But as for her son, actually, wait a second. He's supposed to be a teenager. What happened there? I am going to. So he needs the monarch trait because that's how you start out with the royalty mod. You have to have your first starting stem have the monarch trait, and then everyone will inherit it. But anyway, he has the reformed rake aspiration, so that'll be interesting considering he's supposed to find a queen soon. Romantic and monarch, he is King Arthur Barrington, and this, I think, is his. Oh, it is his everyday. Okay, so this is his everyday wear. Formal. You can see he's got the crown now. He is the king. He's got a nice knight's outfit for his athletic. And there we go. He's a good looking guy. I'm very happy with how he turned out. That is our current king. And that is the royal family. Go. Okay, so here is the Templeton household. This is our aristocratic family. I'm never going to say that right for my whole life. And this is Duke Francis. He wants to be fabulously wealthy, which I'm sure he probably already is. He's ambitious, materialistic, and a snob. He is very much into the fact that he is the only noble family in the kingdom, and he very much likes that he has risen to that rank. And he wants his family to be the best. So here is his everyday. Honestly, I'm not very good at Create a Sim, so a lot of the outfits are going to be exactly the same, but that's okay. He has two children. Actually, I don't even know if I made them his children. Oh, I did. Awesome. Um, and that is Lady Madeleine, who wants to be a neighborhood confidant. She wants to be the center of the social scenes. She wants to totally take control of that. She is self absorbed and proper. She is really excited to debut. Here are her outfits. You can see she's all ready for her debut in her fancy little tiara and everything. So here are her outfits. Very nice. And she has a brother who will be inheriting the duchy, and that is Eli here. He wants to be an archaeology scholar. He's adventurous and a bookworm. He very much wants to travel to Selva Dorada and um, learn all of that stuff and gather artifacts and just all of that cool, like, you know, he wants to travel a lot, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, here are his outfits. He knows how to dress up, but you can see that his other outfits are much less formal than his formal and party wear because he is planning on traveling a lot, so he doesn't want to wear like a heavy suit jacket and everything all the time. So that is the Templeton family. They are our noble family. I'm going to start saying that instead because it's easier for me. So here we go. All right, for our first upper class family, we have Juliana Dowding. She wants to be a super parent. Now, as an upper class family, they are very much focused on hopefully marrying their children into a noble or royal family. That one's a stretch, but as you'll see in the rules soon, but um, that is definitely something that they are interested in is improving their family station, getting a title, that kind of thing. So she is trying to be a super parent to her children, really get them ready for the marriage market. And by doing that, she is creative, an art lover, and music lover. And so she has all of these traits that can help her children look more desirable. So here are her outfits. And her husband is Roger Dowding. He wants a successful lineage. Again, he wants to improve his family station. He's ambitious, family oriented, and squeamish. He is always dressed up. Always, always, always. He never stops being dressed up because he is really trying to channel that like dress for the job you want kind of mentality. So they have two children. Their oldest child is Seth. He's their son. He wants to be a friend of the world, so he's outgoing, but he's also jealous because he's around a lot of other, upper class noble families and he wants that for himself. He also gets a little jealous if he feels like he's not the center of attention, like if his friend is being more of a friend with someone else because they're trying to, play games to improve their family standing. He gets a little jealous. He does, I'm thinking about making him a knight if I remember to do that when we get to his family. But yes, so he dresses up for those occasions, but otherwise he usually wears something like this. And their daughter, Phoebe, Phoebe is looking for her soulmate. She's romantic and clumsy, and she is ready. She wants to get married. She wants to just become a wife and really, you know, I think that, let me see. Yeah, so like they're really hoping that she can marry Eli from the other family. They're hoping that she can gain them into like a duke's title. So that is what they're hoping for. Um, but yeah, because it's unlikely that she'd be able to marry the prince, but we'll see. Who knows? Maybe he'll really like her. We'll see. I'm really excited. I can't help myself. So here is this family. This is our last upper class family, the Beauchamp family, and this is Margaret. She's my new favorite sim. She used to be an opera singer, very famous. She got snatched up by a older rich man, and she really like is just living off the money. She thinks that she's so high class now. I love her. She is a musical genius, so she is a music lover. She's mean and she's self-absorbed. She thinks that she is basically the queen. Her husband, this poor guy, is Adolphus, and he actually is really in love with her. He's has the soulmate aspiration. He also loves music, which is what they bonded over. Unflirty, improper. Um, oh, I forgot to show you all her outfits. I got so distracted. Her outfits are all really over the top, definitely not like suitable for the upper class during this time period. She is just loving showing off everything she's got, and she is amazing, and she is just so out of touch. He Yes, so Adolphus really does love her a lot, and he's willing to give her whatever she wants, and their daughter as well. And he is just so happy. And, good for him, good for this guy, because he is happy living in Wonderland. They have one child, a daughter, and her name is Selena. She wants to be a world famous celebrity. She wants to be as famous as her mother was. She is jealous and a snob, and she thinks that she's the it girl. She thinks she's the next big thing and she is ready for it. So she is just ready to go. She is almost as delusional as her mother, but she thinks she's going to marry the king. She thinks that she's going to be the next queen. So I love them all. This is that family. Next, we will move into our upper middle class families. This is our one upper class family, the Honeyfield family. This is Levi. He is a painter. That's how they became upper upper middle class is what we are at. He's creative, erratic, and family oriented. I decided to make this family just a young couple that's just getting started in their lives so that we don't have like everybody's the same age. So that's this family. So this is Levi, and this is his wife, his new wife um, Rebecca, and she has the soulmate aspiration. She's romantic, loyal, and jealous. So she is part of this upper middle class family. They probably aren't invited to that many events, but they are still, up there. So that's them. She is so pretty. I'm just using like all pre-made, like whatever sim generates. I'm not really that good at create a sim, so here we go. The Honeyfields. This is our lower middle class first family, the Clark family. Oh my gosh, I could talk. This is Peggy, and she is a freelance botanist. She is outdoorsy, a loner, and good. So she is definitely going to have a garden of her own. And we're getting into the place where they're not going to have that many outfits because they're poorer. So they're not going to be able to like wear a bunch of different outfits. But I think she looks great in this dress. Her husband is Ernest, and he is a master chef, socially awkward, cheerful, and foodie. I'm thinking that maybe he can be um, like a chef or the royal chef or something, but we'll see. We do need to think about how, like, with the royalty mod, you can have a chef and a maid and a nanny and all that stuff. So we'll have to think about what Sims we want to do those jobs. Then we have their daughter, Diana. She's a little toddler. She's super cute. And we'll just roll through here. Little outfits. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, two more families to go. Our second lower middle class family is the Lambert family. This is Gilbert. He wants to have a big happy family. He's lazy, family oriented, and a goofball. Again, we're going to see the outfits really start overlapping here, although he has quite a few. And his wife, who I don't even think I made her his wife. Yeah. His wife, Bridget, who wants to be fabulously wealthy. She's ambitious, neat, and hot headed. She is working as a maid at the palace. That is what I am going with for her. She really has high ambitions. She's hoping to work her way up and make a lot of money for working for. Why did that cut off the bottom there? Make a lot of money working for um, the royal family and maybe even get some, you know, little affair going or something, get somebody to pay her attention, some rich man who will give them more money. She doesn't care. So that is the Lambert family. One more family left, and that will be our lowest class family. All right, our last family, the Barnes family. This is Jasper. He is wants to be a public enemy. He's evil, paranoid, and ambitious. This is our poorest family, so that is why all their clothes are going to be a little ripped and a little less, fancy. Jasper's wife, Lavinia, is serial romantic, materialistic, mean, and self absorbed. Am I making the poorest people bad people? And is that potentially problematic? Maybe. But, when you are really, really poor in this time, sometimes you have to turn to crime. You can't be a good person unless you have everything you need to live a happy life. Anyway, I'm not trying to make any statements about anything. I'm just pointing out that I am not trying to say anything by having these people be the poorest and also having them be criminals. So, anyway, Georgina wants to be a super parent. She is Jasper's mother, and he's a bit of a mama's boy. She's paranoid, gloomy, and a cat lover. So, that is what's going on in this family. This is our last family. Let's check this off. And I think I was looking at this site for names. Let's go back to the rules. So I just want to, this video is going to get a little long and this is just the setup video. So I do want to make some things clear before we hop in. So right now, we determined our families. The lots I already built. We can have this amount of remaining funds for each type of family after they have their house. Here we have the number of aristocrats allowed for the challenge. That can change over time. So I'm just going to explain how this is played, and then in the next one, we're actually going to get into each household, and we might have a little bit more setup stuff to do for each household, but we're really just going to get playing. So like the next video will be with the royal family, and we'll be playing them, and any other setup stuff that has to happen, like for their skills or for their money or anything, I'm going to do that um, separately. So we have a class system. Once you can purchase an estate, your gentry class, I will show you all of that in the game. With the Regency Romance mod, you can purchase estates and you can add to them. You can be poor, gentry, middle class. We will bestow titles onto people. And I'm thinking that maybe the queen will sponsor all upper class ladies to, uh, debut, because otherwise, we only have one person the king can marry. So there's that. Anyway, so you have different options. We can start um, if you're if the parents are newlyweds, have them procreate in game. If their lady is a stepmother, you can start with some children. It'll be fine. So just however you want to set up your families, some servants, and some income ranges. So if you're lower class, obviously you can't order an estate, like have an estate. Same thing for lower middle. For upper middle, then we can start purchasing like officer ranks, lords of House of Lords seats, etc. So that is all stuff that you can do with each family. We're not gonna worry too much about that. We'll do it as we go. And then you can see what careers are allowed by each class. It's kind of important to see when you're deciding um, what careers you want your Sims to be in. The royalty mod does have a career itself that you can participate in. For school, it kind of depends on how you want to play. I think, hmm, I don't know. I might mess with the settings in between each person. It looks like I might like have high schoolers drop out of school for the lower classes, and then college for the men in the upper class. Then each class can have servants. So, of course, for the royal family, we're going to have a nanny, a butler, a maid, all that good stuff. So, um, it just gets less and less as you go down, as makes sense. Social events for each class. I mean, I think that these are really cool to follow. I don't know how much I'm going to be referencing exactly what event I'm allowed to have, but I think um, it's kind of something that you just understand. It's like it's not common sense, but like obviously the lower class families are not going to fancy balls. So there's that. I made some social clubs. So the clubs can be per class, who's in them, who can be friends with who. So in the royalty mod, we can use the mod to make certain things illegal, and then different Sims will be fined based on um, whether they commit those acts or not. Also, I did make a prison with some of the um, torture devices that are in one of the mods. So again, you can click on the king and choose to set the law, etc. Also, you'll be taxed. All of this is like in the mod. So once you set up the laws, it will fine you, it will tax you. You don't have to manually do that. Mortality rolls. Now, this is something that comes from a couple different challenges. I've only been playing the Ultimate Decades Challenge, so that's how I know about this. But we do want there to be some essence of danger for your Sims, also during the time period. So we have some rolls for a d20, which you can do to see if your Sims survive. That'll be interesting. Drama. So this is the best part. We will there's a document, and you can roll to have a scenario in that document have um, to have that occur. So there are things like, have an affair, have an illegitimate child. I don't know. Let's open it. So stuff like that, where at the beginning of each rotation, I'm going to role for one of these scenarios, and we're going to have to do it in that rotation. So, like, lose a certain amount of money, or have a baby, or, have a relative move in, have a party, make an enemy, have a very public affair. um, a household gets sick, kidnapping, war. So, definitely all of those are going to be fun to have happen. I'm really excited about that. I love the drama. If you know me, you know I love drama. So, let's talk about actually the marriage market, which is one of the big features of this whole thing. So, in order to debut, you need to be upper class and above. If your mother did not debut, then you need to find a sponsor in order to, um, you know, take you into society. So there is a debutante ball, which you can have in the mods. So that's a social event. Now, in order to debut, you have to do a certain like list of things. So, in order for a daughter to debut, she needs to have all of these wifely qualities. In order for a son to debut, he needs to have all of these um, husbandly qualities. So, we want to have positive character traits. I mean, obviously, this is going to change depending on your sim. Like, if you have an evil sim and you want them to be evil, you're not going to try to get them to have positive character traits, but you know what I mean. So, we need to get these skills done before the sim debuts. So, that's probably what we'll spend the first rotation really focusing on, is getting everybody up on their skills, all the teenagers, so that by the time that they're young adults, maybe even a little earlier, that we can have them debut and join the marriage market. So again, there's a list for sons as well. And then if you need to get an invitation, you can get one from, um, another family if you have to. We have a ballroom, etc. Um, that is all good there. The debutante ball, again, you can do that under social events. You can have your ladies debut for the social season. And obviously, you have to wear a formal gown and gloves. The royal family will hold this event, so probably we'll have the marriage season start when we're playing the royal family. And again, so a lady who has been presented to the court can apply for her daughter or a female relative. So that is something you got to have connections. And if you don't have connections, you got to make them. So these are just the things for the Regency Romance Mod Ball event. So we're going to debut, we'll host a ball, really get that whole thing started. And we want to attend at least 4 of these social events during our social season in order to try and find a spouse. It'll be really exciting. I'm so excited to see how everybody likes each other and whether they um, are able to find a match the first go around. So it is usually a scandal to marry below your status. Again, we can see what is a good match and not a good match. So you can see that, like, it's kind of a problem for us. Ooh, a truck just went by. It's kind of a problem for us that we only have one noble family when the royal family can only marry them. We'll see if we maybe cause a scandal by changing that. But yes, you can only marry like up and down a class. The lady must always be chaperoned. There's just like a lot of different rules that you're going to follow in order to. I promise it's not so complicated. I know this is a big document, but once you get going, you kind of know these things. You know that you're like your Sims aren't allowed to like kiss before they're married or whatever. They can't be alone. And also in the Regency Romance mod, they have Lady Whistledown from Bridgerton who will be posting in her like newspaper or whatever it is, gossip sheet. She'll be posting if anybody is involved in a scandal. So you have to watch out, because if you end up in a scandal, well, then everybody's going to know, and then you're going to have shame. So anyway, proposal of marriage, obviously we'll talk to the man of the house first. And you know there's this rule about the engagement being 3 weeks. We'll see how it goes. um, I think it's going to depend on how old the Sims are, because we have so many families that if we're playing rotationally, by the time we get back there, it might be too long. We'll kind of see how it goes as we play. Um, and then scandals and reputation, dealing with scandals. Again, the Regency Romance mod will handle that for you. And here are some things that can cause scandals. You don't have to memorize these, it will just show up. And then some things that can, help your reputation. We are going to have dowries and all that. What comes next? Just because the social season is over doesn't mean the story ends. So, after the social season is over, that's when we're really going to be focusing and having children and all of that stuff. So we will roll to have children again because this can be played generationally. You don't have to play generationally, but that's what it's set up for. So we don't want to have too many kids running around. So we'll roll a d6 on that. Again, you can adopt as well. Um, an additional challenge that we will be taking up is that you should try and provide an estate for every child in your family, at least every male child. You do not want your second son to be out there without any money. So the biggest earning estate should obviously be inherited by the heir. And these are, again, the lovely Simming Regency, Joliesimmer, Lady Raven Dancer Goth, myself, Kai Nick, and Stranger Than Sim Fiction are really excited to bring this to you. And you should definitely check out all of their pages and all of their Sims because they are all amazing. And I am so excited to play this with everyone. So I am going to see you in the next video for this, where we will be playing in the royal family.